Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome to the channel, and like the thumbnail suggests, in today's video we're talking about winter camping or staying warm in your RV, keeping your lines from freezing. I would normally say, hey, you want to survive winter, just drive on down, come see us here in Florida with your RV, but that's not going to apply right now because it is December 23rd and this cold front that's coming through right now, we're just above freezing, but in the next 5-6 hours we're going to get all the way down to the teens tonight. That's right, in the panhandle of Florida we're getting in the teens. In the next 4 days straight we're going to be below freezing and barely getting above freezing during the day. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do with our rig and how we're going to keep our pipes from freezing, how we're going to stay warm, and there's going to be a product review. So let's get to it. Now, before I get started, I'll let you know our rig is all season or 4-season rated. That means the undercarriage of our rig, the underside of our rig is covered. Let me show you. And the underside of our rig is covered and insulated. We also have tank warmers on our gray and black tanks, and our furnace is ducted into the RV below it to keep everything warm, keep everything from freezing. So what we're gonna do is, well, actually I have a heated water hose and I could have used that, but if you saw my water leak video, we don't have a replacement filter for our water filtration system, which is in the basement, which stays warm from the furnace. We now have one of these inline water filters. And the problem with those is that casing is aluminum, and this will freeze unless I insulate it with some heated tape or something like that. It'll freeze before it ever gets into my heated water hose. So to avoid all that, having to insulate it, and right now anything to insulate pipes you can't find in Florida right now because of what's coming. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our all-season or 4-season ratings to the test. I am going to fill, or I have filled, my freshwater tank. My freshwater tank is full. I'm going to turn on the tank heaters. I'm going to switch this over to dry camping mode. I'm just going to totally unhook my hose altogether, store it, and with our tank warmers and our furnace, we should be nice and warm. Our line shouldn't freeze. Everything should be good to go. So that's what we're gonna do. Just totally disconnect from the spigot altogether, tank warmers and furnace to keep our lines from freezing. Also, do your park, your RV park, do the RV park manager and the maintenance guy a solid. And you're also helping yourself. Go ahead and insulate your water spigot, because you might be independent, your rig may not freeze over and your lines might be fine, but let me show you. This water spigot is galvanized metal. If this freezes and bursts, now I have nothing to hook up to when this cold front leaves. So I went ahead and I insulated this, wrapped it. I'm gonna put it dripping tonight because it's gonna get down into the teens. I'm gonna put it dripping every night. That way when this front passes, we have something to hook up to. So let's go around to the other side of the RV and we'll discuss some other things that you can use to keep you warm, and also some things you need to use properly, and they could actually cause your rig to freeze. So let's go on the other side of the RV and get on to that portion. Okay, I'm on the other side of the rig now, and we're going to talk about things that you can put in your rig to help keep you warm, to help out that furnace and maybe stay a little toasty warm. Number one, electric blankets. Get an electric blanket. That'll help out a lot. Also a tip, you need to read your electric blanket's warning though to see if you can do this with your electric blanket. You know, if you can, strip your bed, put your electric blanket on top of the mattress, your sheets over that, blanket over that, heat rises, so you'll be laying on top of your electric blanket. You don't have to worry about cords or anything. It's all covered up by your sheets, and your blanket, comforter, whatever it is your top that you have on top, keeps that heat in. Heat rises, you're laying on it, it'll keep you insulated, keep you warm, and you don't have to worry about cords getting in your feet and all that. But that's only if your electric blanket can do it. If you can't, then just lay it on top. But electric blankets are really good. And another thing, space heaters. Our rig comes with an electric fireplace space heater. That thing works fantastic. It warms the entire main living area of our RV really, really well. And it has a timer that you can set to shut it off, which is very important. And we're going to get back to that in a minute. But now it's time for the product review. We bought this space heater about a month ago and been using it, and it works fantastic. It's only about 50-60 bucks on Amazon. Works really well. Let me show you it, go over some of the features on it, and then we'll talk about how space heaters can help you, and then also how they can hurt you and actually cause your lines to freeze over on you and you not even know it. So let's look at this space heater. This is the Honeywell 360 digital space heater. This thing is fantastic. It comes with a remote that you can turn off and on from your bed. It has a high-low setting. It has a timer, 1, 2, 4, and 8 hours that you can set this to shut off on. You can also set a temperature. It's got like a thermostat in it, and you set it at 70 degrees. It'll warm it up. When it hits 70 degrees in the room, boom, it'll shut off. This thing also has a couple of really good safety features. It has an overheat safety, so if it starts overheating, it will cut this unit off. And it has a tip over safety button here on the bottom, right there, that little button. This thing tips over, dog, cat, or even you knock it over in the middle of the night, this thing is shutting off. So really great space heater, works wonderfully. And just like the name says, it's 360, so air comes out all the way around. Now let's talk about something else when it comes to safety and space heaters. That's a 1500 watt space heater. You do not want to plug that into a power strip surge protector. Don't want to do it. It's not rated. You can look it up on the internet. There are tons of videos of space heaters plugged into power strips where the power strip actually melted down, overheated, and caught fire. You want to plug your space heater directly into a wall socket for safety. Now let's talk about how a space heater can actually cause your pipes to freeze. If you're using these in your rig, and your rig's all season rated like ours, and you need that furnace to keep the underbelly warm and your pipes from freezing, you put your space heaters going, and they work really good. What they can do is they can raise the temperature of your RV and shut your furnace off. Your thermostat, it will raise the temperature above your set point for your thermostat for your furnace, shut your furnace off. So while you're sleeping, you're all nice and warm, and oh, I got my furnace on. Well, your space heaters just shut your furnace off because they raise the temp in the RV too high. So now your underbelly, where all your water lines are, is not being heated. And when you wake up in the morning, you got busted lines and water everywhere. That's where timers on your space heaters come into play. Set those timers before you go to bed. You get under the covers, you maybe wear some sweats, put some socks on, set your timers an hour, 2 hours after you get in bed. Your space heaters shut off, the temperature drops in your RV. Now your furnace is allowed to do the job and keep everything warm. Just if you want to conserve propane, you set it maybe 60 degrees, 65 degrees. Yeah, that's still a little cold, but it's above freezing, and you might conserve a little propane too while you're sleeping. And then that's where heated blankets and all that come into play, like what we use in the master suite. And I know you guys are going to say, well, Sean, what about Faith in the bunkhouse? Well, Faith in the bunkhouse, she uses a space heater. And what we do is we close the door to the bunkhouse. and it contains that heat in the bunkhouse that the space heater's putting off, and it doesn't affect the thermostat in the main living area. So Faith is nice and warm in the bunkhouse with her space heater with the door closed. That heat's contained and it doesn't affect the thermostat. So now the furnace is cycling on and off and keeping everything from freezing. So that's how we're going to battle the freezing temps in the next day or so. Let's give a little rundown. Fill the fresh water tank. Switch over to dry camping mode. Turn on our tank warmers. Use our furnace. We're going to use our space heaters sparingly to keep the furnace going, because it's going to go below freezing before the sun goes down here today. So we're going to cut back on our space heater use to let the furnace keep everything under the rig nice and warm. Also, another thing you guys can do if you're in some place where it's snowing, they make skirting for your rig. You can put skirting around the rig to cut the wind from going underneath your rig, to help with that. Also, there are these little clip hang lights, you know, the cheap ones, you know, with the aluminum hood, and it's got the clip and you can clip it up. If you're somewhere where it's snowing, it's real cold, and you got skirting and your furnace is really working, you can get those little hang lights, put a heat bulb in them, clip a couple of them under there on the inside of your skirting. It will keep the under part under your rig warm. Then you have your furnace keeping your lines warm, so that will help too. That's just another little tip. But if you like this video and you got something out of it, like the product review on this Honeywell 360, it's great buy. Get it. It works fantastic. Great little space heater. If you like the tips on how to keep your lines from freezing and how to stay warm in your RV, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. We would really appreciate that and appreciate the support as we're trying to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers. That's my goal. I haven't put it out there, but I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there with this video. I'm trying to get us to 1,000 subscribers by the spring of next year. So any help you guys can give us by sharing our channel, subscribing, liking, commenting, leave me comments on below what you do with your RV to stay warm, and any tips, we would love to hear them. So comment, subscribe, share our page, ring the bell for notifications, because there's more to come. And as we say in Louisiana, I'm going to wrap this up like I always do. Laissez le bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. Y'all have safe travels out there, and stay warm over Christmas weekend in your RVs, because the cold weather's coming. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day.